What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Josh, back with another video. And I know it's been a while, but your boy been getting some things situated in his life, man. But I'm back with another video. I got a banger for you guys. My boy hasn't had a haircut in a while. As you guys can see, he needed bad, man, so we about to get him right. First off, we're going to start by picking the hair out like you guys see right now. You know, it's always good to pick the hair out before you go in and cut down any bulk, so you can have a smooth process so the hair won't get all tangled up. But right here I'm going in with the number 2 guard, and I have the lever all the way closed, but I didn't like how low it cut it, so right here I went in with that 1.5 guard with the lever all the way closed. And I'm just going with the grain, and we're going to just knock the hair down and get it to lay down all even. But I'm actually going to come back with the number 1 guard with the lever open, because I wanted it even lower. I felt like the hair was still tangled a little bit. It wasn't all the way smooth like I liked it. So after I go in with my 1.5 guard, I'm going to come back with that number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, going with the grain. So right here I have my number 1 guard on with the lever all the way open, going with the grain like I said. And as you guys can see, it's cutting that hair smooth and it's falling right off. And it's making the hair lay down like perfect. As you guys can see, the hair looks much neater, you know, with the number 1 guard. I feel like it just laid it down perfectly. And when I come back with that line, it's going to really enhance it, especially when we do that taper too. Oh yeah, and if you guys haven't noticed, I'm using some different clippers in this video. These are the Gammas. I don't know the exact model name, but they sent them to me a while back. They sent me the trimmers too. I've used both. They're both dope. I mean, you guys can see in this video, it's definitely cutting off that bulk, and it gave a nice taper too. I like them. Starting off the taper, I'm setting in my ball line using my gold Babyliss trimmers, keeping the sideburns so we kept it kind of tight. So right here I'm going to be setting in the first guideline, which is no guard with the lever all the way open. Then I'm going to come back and close the lever halfway and just blend out that guideline, fading into the taper and into the sideburns, because we're going to be lining them up later in the haircut. For the next guideline, I'm going to be coming in with my number 1 guard on with the lever all the way closed, setting in a tight guideline and making kind of like an arch shape so we can keep the C-cups dark. After setting in that 1 guard closed guideline, I come back with that half guard and blend that area right out and fading into the sideburns, making sure that we get that fade fluent from the sideburns right into the taper, and coming back with no guard on, doing some detail work. Starting with my number 2 guard, we're going to be fading down. I want to keep this taper super low, so fading down was the best thing to do. Right here I'm going in with my 1.5 guard with the lever all the way closed, right up under that number 2 guard. Then I'm going to come in with my number 1 guard, and I'm going to be going with the grain to smooth it out a little bit. Then I'm going to come back with the lever all the way open and go against the grain, fading right up under that 1.5 close that we did. And that's going to pretty much blend it out. We're going to do a lot of detail work, opening and closing the lever and going with the grain so we can get the smoothest transition from the lightness of the taper all the way up into the bulk. Moving on into the next taper, setting in our ball line using my gold Babyliss trimmers, making sure that we have it balanced all the way across, because our first guideline sets the tone for the whole fade, and if that's crooked, then our fade isn't going to come out right. We have to keep all our lines consistent, and that's how you get that perfect fade. So right after setting in that ball line, I'm going to come in with my Gammas with the lever all the way open, going up about a 1/2 inch, making sure that we have the width of this guideline the same all the way across, because we want it to be balanced and parallel to our first guideline that we made. So right here I'm going in with the lever halfway closed with no guard on, and we're going to be starting right up under the line, flicking up to the line, just blending it right out. As you guys can see, we got that thing blended. So for my next guideline, I have to go in with the number 1 guard with the lever all the way closed, and I'm going up about a 1/2 inch, the same width as our previous guideline. And as you guys can see, his hair does grow in different growth patterns, so that's why you see me turning the clippers in different directions, because I'm cutting in the hair that I'm cutting in the direction that the hair is growing, so I can get an accurate cut, so this whole guideline can be even, because if not, we won't be able to take it out with our next step. Right after setting in that number 1 guard guideline, coming right behind it with the half guard, we're going to blend it right out. That's why it was so important to make sure that we had it even, because it makes it easier for the half guard to come in and just blend it out perfectly, as you guys can see. Despite that we have to, turn the clippers in different directions for the growth pattern, it's just part of the process. So I'm going to be fading down for the rest of this neck taper, starting with my 1.5 guard. So right after using the 1.5 guard, I came in with my 1 guard with the lever all the way open, going with the grain just to smooth out my fading area. Then I'm going to come back and go against the grain with it, and I'm going to do a lot of detail work, just making sure that I get this neck taper blended as best as I can. One thing I've learned with fading and stuff, it takes a lot of patience. Sometimes you have to put in a little bit extra work on some hair textures, because sometimes people's hair just doesn't cooperate, and it can be an ugly cut if you don't approach it right. This right here is the corner blending technique that I use when I want to get a little bit more detailed. I don't recommend this for beginners, or anybody just now learning. So right here we're going to prep the hairline with the holding spray, and then we're going to come behind it with the blow dryer to get the hair to dry and lay down like I want it to. So you guys, we made it to one of the best parts of the video, the hairline. This is going to bring the whole haircut all together. You guys can see that taper is looking good, and all it's waiting on is that fresh line, and that's what we're about to do, man. Let's get it. Let me know what y'all think about this lineup so far in the comments. With this lineup, you can really see that low taper. That's what I was talking about when I said we want to keep the C cup dark. I made it a super low taper so the C cup can ride all the way down to almost where the ear starts. We got my dog super crispy, man. I bet a lot of y'all probably didn't even think from the beginning of the haircut that this cut could turn out like this. We're not done yet, man, but we almost. Let's get it. And we're gonna be keeping this cut all natural, man. No enhancements. Look how clean it is. I mean, what do you need enhancements for when you got a clean line like this? From looking at that hairline, if a lot of y'all was like me, I bet y'all was like, man, I can't wait to see that neckline. That joint look crazy. It's gonna bring the whole haircut together. Just look how that neckline makes the taper just pop even more. I mean, you can't go wrong with the hairline, man. I think the hairline is one of the most essential parts of the cut. I mean, the fades, the tapers look good, but the linings just be bringing it all together, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you watched the video up until this point, I really appreciate you guys. This is the before. My guy came in looking rough, but y'all know we had to get him right, man. But without further ado, this is the cut. Let me know what you guys think about this haircut in the comments. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. And if you guys are new and you're not subscribed, make sure you guys go down and smash that subscribe button. Turn that notification bell on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned for the next. And make sure to follow me at JoshXBarber on Instagram. It's your boy Josh, and I'm out.